Hey, did you miss me? I have to admit I had no plans to do this at first. This just suddenly came. I know I said time and time again that the next one of these would be about Spider-Man, but well, I changed a little bit of plans. Why? Oh yeah,
Digimon Rumble Arena 2.
I turned down the volume of the music. More on that later. Anyway, yeah, I changed my plans, and that's because I finished watching Digimon Tamers, and I felt like I had to share a bit my thoughts on it, and I felt like something like Twitter couldn't cut it. And admittedly, the first Rumble Arena could have been better for this, but I already. Oh, what are you doing? It's doing a demo battle. Anyway, yeah, the first Rumble Arena would have been better for this, but I already played it, so yeah, I had to go for something different.
Digimon Rumble Arena 2.
Remember how when I played the first one I said that I went for the Japanese version because I liked the soundtrack better? Well, to be fair, the soundtrack of the American version wasn't really bad. It was pretty good too. The thing is, that's not the case with this game. The soundtrack just sucks. It sucks completely. It's terrible. And I don't know if there's a Japanese alternative. I think this game was actually made by American people. I'm not really sure, but Black Sheep certainly sounds like a non-Japanese company. I mean, not company, but developer. I don't know. I told myself I'd look into it, but I forgot about it. Anyway, Tamers.
Select your Digimon.
You know one thing I hate about this game? Too many adventure Digimons. Digimon Adventure sucks. Okay, not really, but I kinda hanging with that impression. I'm going to do the same as last time. I'm gonna keep this one for last. So
Black Digimon!
yeah, whatever. Let's pick up Petty Digimon first, I guess. And yeah, like always, I finished the game before playing. Though I honestly had no idea that I'd be doing this right now. This game suddenly again because of Tamers.
Rumble!
And I'll probably have to raise my voice a little with this water. So anyway,
Black Digimon and Digimon.
what is it that what is it that I had to share so badly?
Black Digimon! Digimon 2! Black Growlmon! Dragon Slash! Dragon Slash!
No, nothing's coming out of my mouth. Anyway, the thing is, I'm a bit sad, I guess, because of how the show ended. And yeah, that's kind of the thing I wanted to talk about.
Growlmon takes the lead.
Man, did I have a feeling for these characters. Hold on a minute. You know where this is going. I don't know what I'm going to take this out to. Hey! Sorry, but I'm not a big fan of the English dub. I'm Spanish, so I grew up with the Spanish one, and most of the English voices are okay, but nothing I'd really fight about, I guess, let's say. Anyway, as I was saying, that I got a bit sad because I kinda had a connection with the character, you could say. I'm saying this partly thinking about. Okay, it's getting really hard to get this out of my chest. Okay, let's cut the shit. I cried. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to get at. When I saw the ending, I cried. It was honestly something I was wondering if it happened. Because last time I watched the show, I cried with the ending, and while I was watching it this time, I was wondering if that was going to happen again, and it did happen again. But well, it's not just that. It's the fact that I was looking a bit into the show. I was looking at the TV tropes page. And apparently I found that there's a theory drama for the show. That's how it's called. I was listening to it, and if I had more tears in my eyes, they just went away. I guess I cried for the year. Well, yeah, I wanted to share that. I wanted to talk about the fact that no other show ever made me feel like this. Yeah, that's the thing. I've never seen any other. You know what? Digimon sucks. Let's go directly with the good one.
Select your Digimon.
Digimon.
But yeah, if we're talking about crying with media, like with a film, a TV show, or whatever, it's only ever happened to me with two things. One of them was Full Metal Alchemist. I cried at how do I say this without spoilers? At the well, I cried with the certain words of a little kid that she said in a certain situation that's related to ground. I guess if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. I really don't want to spoil it for anyone. This is a video about Digimon, and I'm talking about Fullmetal Alchemist. Many people probably didn't expect that, and if I just shout spoilers now, they'd get mad. So yeah, I'm trying not to say what it actually was because it is kind of a spoiler. Yeah. It was a thing involving a little kid, a little girl, and a little girl that is in the show from the beginning of the series. With that, you should know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. Anyway, That's one of the shows that made me cry. The other is Digimon. Yes, I guess it is kind of funny that both of them are anime. The thing is, I've been thinking about things like what my favorite anime would be, and not just my favorite anime, but my favorite show and all of that. I've kind of been reaching a conclusion that if it wasn't because the animation kind of sucked, Digimon Tamers could be it, like definitely. And that's kind of weird to say now. It didn't make me cry, although for Metal Alchemist did too, but whatever. Oh yeah, it's the thing that made me cry in Fullmetal Alchemist was also in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I guess I should also help clear things up for those who have seen the show. But anyway. Thing is, I was feeling kind of, well, not exactly sad, but like melancholic, I guess is a word. I don't know. Like when you feel a bit down, but in a good way. Oh, this is really hard to explain. Oh yeah, sorry if the game's going a bit slowly. I'm playing with an emulator and it doesn't really like the recorder, so sorry about that. I was gonna say he's kicking my ass, but he is at his last life, so. Oh. Yeah, just. Yeah, I've been thinking about the whole thing about crying with media. I know I've said this before, but the thing is, I tend to hear a lot of people say things like the feels with many shows and such. Overall, with children's shows, I see it with the most. Like, I see a lot of people mentioning it with things like Gravity Falls and Steven Universe. And don't get me wrong, I like those shows. I really enjoy Gravity Falls. I'm keeping track of Steven Universe currently. I really like both. And I don't know. I feel like they don't compare at all. Like, and that's weird. And that's weirder because, in the end, if you think about it, Digimon is like a commercial show. It's just made to sell toys, but even then it made me feel like this. A feeling... it made me feel like no other thing ever made me feel like. And that's a weird thing, yeah. And yeah, like, wait, not just cartoon shows, but also children movies. Like, I remember I had this dispute with my brother because I said that I didn't understand people that cried watching Up. No, not Up, wrong movie, sorry. that I didn't understand people crying watching Inside Out. Yeah, that's the one. They're both Pixar, so Pixar has a reputation for making people cry, as it seems, though it never made me. And well, I could understand why people would cry with Up. Let's clear that up, because that was me getting confused about saying the wrong movie. Sorry. Yeah, I never really understood how people got so emotional about Inside Out. Okay, yeah, it is an emotional movie. Oh god, I didn't even realize the terrible pun I was making. Oh yeah, it is an emotional movie, but it is a film. Oh god damn it, it is an emotional movie about emotions, but that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that it's emotional. But no, I didn't. It kind of felt a bit the whole. How do I say this? It felt a bit manipulative to me. Pixar movies tend to feel a bit manipulative, actually. Like they're actually trying to make you feel, but only to make you feel. Like it's how do I explain this? Like there's no other thing to them other than making you feel, I guess. And don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing. In fact, props to them. I think making you feel something is one of the best things a movie can do. I don't know, I feel like it's a bit of empty feeling. Even more with the latest one. Let's also add that this doesn't apply for the first movies they've made. Like, let's say up until Lap. Yeah, until Up sounds good. Like the stuff after it wasn't really that good. And yes, that includes Inside Out. I don't understand how people said it was the best Pixar movie. Or how people said it was an original idea. No, it wasn't. It's okay to like the movie, but it wasn't original. But yeah. Hold on a minute. Sorry if some strange noises are coming out right now. Anyway, yeah. Why was I talking about Pixar again? But yeah, feeling. I felt Digimon was more genuine about it. Mostly because the only actual sad part was the ending. Hey! What a wonderful kind of baby. Yeah, feet. So yeah. Oh, it got me thinking again. You know, Digimon Tamers is actually really inspirational for me. you've been up to date with Destined Flames, my comic, the one I keep bringing up in this video, you can probably figure out where the inspiration comes from. Well, that's another thing I wanted to discuss, that a lot of people argue with me that okay, this is a weird thing. If I ask in the internet what the best Digimon season is, chances are most people will say Tamers, just like me. But when I ask about it with people in real life, I always come with different answers. Most of the time it's Adventure, but sometimes I get weirder things like Adventure 2 or Frontier. But I don't think I've ever actually heard someone say it was Tamer. Well, I recall one time as a children when a friend told me he thought Tamer was the best one, but only because of the opening. Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I've been feeling about the other Digimon seasons as well, and how they never reached this level for me. Like, I've been thinking how many times in both 0, 2 and 3 try, however you wanna call it, they mention how they'll never forget their adventure in the digital world. And I've been kind of, well, it got me a bit with the feeling that maybe it wasn't that memorable. Like, well, no, it's not that it wasn't memorable. It entirely makes sense that if someone was a kid went through an adventure like that, they'd never forget about it, whether they see it as a good or a bad thing. But what I mean is, I keep pressing the wrong button. What I mean is, the part that always has me a bit strange is their bonding with the Digimons. Like, there's something about it that makes me feel like it's not entirely genuine. I'm using that word a lot today, haven't I? But yeah, that it makes sense that they end up being friends, but that I don't feel like they really reach that level of friendliness. I'm only thinking this because I do feel like Tamers did. Partly I've been thinking that because of that CD drama I just heard. Well, heard, it's in Japanese, so I didn't, so listening to it wasn't really helpful, but I had subtitles to it, so I could understand everything. But yeah, the thing is, it made me cry again. No, just thinking about it, I kinda wanna cry now. Partly, I always felt like it was Takato and Gilmon who had the most bond with the biggest bond with each other, but I kind of realized that it wasn't just them, that it was everyone in the show that had that kind of bond. Like it went beyond of how it went in other seasons. Partly because this wasn't really something that was what's the word? Like forced upon them. Like they weren't chosen children, or maybe destined, however you prefer. Again, I grew up with the Spanish. It's the Spanish dub, so they were chosen children for me. Oh, by the Spanish dub, I mean the Spanish from Spain dub, not from South America. I heard that dub was. I heard the dub from South America is fine, but I never actually watched it, so I don't actually know. I hope this video doesn't suddenly grow their typical discussion about this. We already have enough of those with The Simpsons. Yeah, what? You know, the strangest thing is that the part that made me start to cry was the whole mom and dad thing. Like, Takata and Digimon are still my favorite characters. I still feel strongest about them. No homo, just to make sure. But I guess because it was a recurring theme that the whole moment. Just because the whole mom and dad thing was so recurring. I kinda got closer to it. There we go. Dead. Let's Digiball. Where was I? Oh yeah, the whole bonding thing. But the thing about that is, I don't think I've ever watched any other thing that had me this emotional about it. Like, that's the thing. Strangely enough, while I was watching the show, I had this feeling of maybe it wasn't as good as I remember. But the more I kept going, the more that thought turned out wrong. To the point where I'm thinking that maybe it was better than I remembered even. And that's the thing. But I kinda wanted to mention that I feel like it's a bit of an injustice that Digimon Tamers doesn't get that much attention. Like, I don't mean as in getting a seat. I don't know why this came up, but I don't mean as in getting a sequel. I don't think I want a sequel. I think the ending was perfect as it was. It got better with the silly drama I keep mentioning, But yeah, I don't think I wanted to keep going. I think it's better if it stays the way it is. In fact, the whole crossover that there was in the 6, 7, 8 season, whatever, the whole crossover there was kinda ruined it a little. Only a little though, not too much. Oh, I got ability, okay. But yeah, oh, goodbye, Palmo. I don't want it to keep going. I'm fine with the Digimon franchise keep going, but not Digimon Tamers. Yeah, like the thing is, I've been watching a few videos of the channel Wisecrack. You may know about it. It has some videos called the hidden meaning. And I was watching them, and I was kind of thinking that I wanted to see one of those kind of videos about Tamers. But it obviously won't be because nobody really cares that much about Digimon Tamers. Like when people talk or think about Digimon, they mostly think about the first season. They mostly think adventure with Agumon, Daichi, and all that. Honestly, Tamers is what made Digimon for me. Like, yeah, while watching the series, I was kind of remembering that most of the lore I always kept in my head about Digimon that I always liked was part of the third season. That anytime as I made a fanfiction as a kid about Digimon, it always was about the third season, about within the Tamers mythos, let's say. I don't know, I guess. I just kind of want to see it have some more reputation, let's say, some more knowledge of it. I want more people to know about it. That's the thing. I feel like I need to communicate it to people that Tamers is great. Digimon Tamers is just great. It's one of the best. It's the best children's show ever. That's for sure. Like, no, I'm not going to even discuss it as something subjective or anything. No, it is the best children's show. But I'm wondering if it even goes beyond. I still think it still is one of my favorite series of all time. Not sure if I'd even say my favorite of all. I'm still not sure about that. Again, the one thing that keeps it away from that title is the animation. It really is bad. Well, and also the fact that many episodes had a title that kind of spoiled the whole thing. There's an obvious example about that, but again, it's spoilers, so I won't say it. Those who've seen the show know what I'm talking about. So yeah. You know, like, I had planned to fight the Aboromon, but I kinda changed my mind. Let's go for Omnimon, Omegamon, however you prefer, whatever. Let's go for Omegamon to prove that Tamers really is better than Adventure. Yeah, that's a childish reason, I decided. don't mind that much if I do. But yeah, don't get me wrong, the Digimon Adventure is fine, but I still think it's a really good show. It still goes beyond what you'd expect from a show of its nature. God damn it, Digimon Tamers Stories is the greatest thing. I always like doing that. An event! See if I can evolve to Digimon. Oh yeah, there's one thing I'm sure many of you are probably thinking that this whole sentiment I'm expressing has something to do with nostalgia. I don't think so. Like, no! We're all gonna lose. Anyway, yeah, that I don't think nostalgia had that much to do with it. It's just that.
You got a high score.
Oh, wait. It's just that I felt the show was that good. And again, no many other shows ever made me cry. Well, just that I felt I had to share some info about it. You know, I just realized something. I've been saying that Digimon Tamers is great because it made me cry. You know what? That doesn't cut it. That's not the only reason. Far from it, actually. You know what? I've been doing a disservice to it by just saying it was great because it made me cry. That's what a lot of people do that with many other shows, and I just realized, no, that doesn't cut it. Something isn't just great because it makes you cry. There needs to be more to it. And I was thinking about ending this here, but you know what? No, this isn't ending here. I'm going to talk more about it. So, I've heard some people say Digimon Tamers is like the Evangelion of Digimon. I didn't know what to think about that before, but I guess it is kind of right now that I've seen it again. Because it really does feel like a deconstruction of it. Like it's looking at the entirety of what the franchise is. It's trying to see it with more mature eyes. And well, not just with more mature eyes. Actually, it goes both ways. It looks at it with mature eyes, but it also looks at it with kids' eyes. And that's a great thing. But both sides can enjoy it. Like, there's some side explaining how the Digimon came to be, how they're even materializing in the real world, even though normally that'd be kind of impossible. But there's also bits of how the kids having kid-like discussions. Like, that's the thing I noticed, that the kids many times wonder about stupid things, but then you realize that they're stupid things kids could think about. And it doesn't end just it goes through some themes. It goes through the theme of fate and what its nature is. Goes through the theme of how do I say it? Prejudice, I guess is a word. Like how some hate others for appearances only, or for misguided actions, and they have to grow of it, and how some never actually grow out of it, but even though they try, there are some. Did not hold up. Okay, I guess it was an English game because most of his name are English. Oh, actually, that's crazy. That's weird. Anyway, yeah. There are things of, again, growing up, and how even if you grow up, you still kind of, and even how after you change, you can still be the same. I know that's weird, but man, I never even realized the many things that were in that show until now. Like, there's the theme of what a partner is. There's the idea that artificial intelligence could become a bad thing, but also a good one. And hell, the show many times shows two sides of the same coin. And that's another great thing about it. Because in the end, not even the villain was definitely evil. That's another theme they have, the theme of good versus evil, and how it's not a real thing.
Digimon Rumble Arena 2.
And actually, I think this is the only show. I think it's particularly weird because Tamers is the only one that actually, among Digimon series, I mean, it's the only one that actually does that. Every other season, the villain is always bad because he's evil and he wants to control everything or destroy everything or something. Not here. Even though the actual villain of the show does some despicable things, it doesn't make them through an evil mentality. It just makes them because it thinks it has to. I know it's a weird way I'm talking about the final villain, but that's because, again, I don't want to spoil what it is. Oh god, the villain from Tamers
Digimon Rumble Arena 2.
Like, the villain from Tamers is just the...
Select your
Moss.
Digimon.
Digimon!
Ready?
It's something you wouldn't expect, is what I'm trying to say, basically.
Black Digimon!
And yeah, it does look like something that
Choose
came out of
your
Evangelion,
arena.
like I heard some people say. Yeah, here. Well, what else could I say? But yeah, there's a lot to it. But thinking about it now, there's... Oh, come on, really? I'm edgy Gilmon now. Even though I chose to be good Gilmon, whatever. Oh yeah. Even now I'm realizing more things about Tamers that even right after watching the show I didn't think about. Oh fuck. Oh, I said the bad word. So yeah, it deserves more credit. I think more people should know about it, should give it a chance. Even, look, this had to come out eventually. Even if you're of those people that thinks that Digimon is just a stupid Pokemon ripoff, you knew this was coming. Even if you're in that side of things, you should give it a chance too. And you know, that's another thing. Many times I hate Digimon fans, not only because sometimes they idolatrate adventure over Tamers. That I know that's more of a that's has more to do with opinions than anything else, and in the end it's okay, but so the fact that many times they just come into discussions about Pokemon is too popular, it should be Digimon. It's like, shut up. Let people like whatever they want. If more people like Pokemon than Digimon, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I like Digimon more than Pokemon, but even then, whatever. Later you're gonna complain anyway that Digimon gets more seasons every time. Even though there's nothing really wrong with that either. No. Whew. So no. Well, that went pretty. Yeah. It must be weird right now because this channel has always known me for liking Spider-Man, and now suddenly I'm fangasting about Digimon. Do I like Digimon more than I like Spider-Man? I don't know, maybe. It probably depends on the time anyway. So yeah, give Tamers a chance. I guess that's all I really wanted to say. Just let this show be more well known. It really deserves it. Beyond Digimon Adventure or Digimon Frontier, sorry, not Tamers, but beyond Digimon Adventure, beyond Zero 2, beyond Frontier, beyond Sabers, Lost Wars. Yeah. Anyway, hold on a minute. Ah, crap. Crap. Let me. God damn it. Fine. No, 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 don't! Oh, whatever. Dead. Yeah, I'm going to end the video here. That's all I wanted to say. Go check out Digimon Tamers. You owe it to yourself. The show, the show, the show deserves it. That's all. Bye, everyone.